The Honorable Mark Bryant, the Honorable Kevin Shannon, attorneys from the Bryant Law Center, Paducah, Mayfield, and Louisville. Our guests on today's Local 6 Legal Line. The topics are mesothelioma and personal injury. Your questions answered. There's a number right down here, 1-888-208-6946. And we have a question from someone right off the bat, Mark, who says, my brother recently died of mesothelioma, and our condolences certainly on that. But now that he's gone, is it too late for his family to seek legal help on his behalf?
No. The easy answer to that is no, it's not too late, but I can tell you, you need to get in touch with an attorney that handles those kind of cases as soon as possible, because an estate will have to be opened up, and then we'll have to find out what kind of work history the man had, because clearly the only way you can get mesothelioma is if you have been around asbestos, whether through work or schools. I mean, that stuff's been around for a long, long time. But no, it's not too late to do it. Just give us a call. We'll be glad to look into it for you.
Next question is along the lines of personal injury. It comes from an anonymous viewer who says, I was injured in a car accident. Turned out that the other driver was an old friend of mine. I really don't want to sue them, but I do need to get some compensation for my injuries. What options do I have? Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll take that one, Dave. Well, your options are to pursue a claim. And typically, as long as you're not having to file a lawsuit, it will not involve your friend at all. The claim will be handled by his or her insurance company. They may know that you've made a claim, but you know, it's not really going to affect them in their day-to-day life at all. Nothing bad is going to happen to them. And then if you get to a point where you have to make a decision about whether to file a lawsuit. If you don't want to file a lawsuit, you don't have to. Nobody can make you. So I think there are definitely options, and it shouldn't affect your friend in any real significant way.
I have a couple of more questions. One relates to mesothelioma, one relates to personal injury. Let's stick with the category of personal injury for just a second, and then we'll get back to Mark on the other side of the break. This person wants to know about the fact that they were recently in a car accident. It was not their fault. They received some injuries, but they weren't wearing a seatbelt. They want to know, will that affect their compensation, Kevin?
Well, it could. It just depends. You know, you should wear a seatbelt, obviously. Failure to wear a seatbelt could be evidence of negligence on your part. But at the same time, if the failure to wear the seatbelt didn't really cause an injury or exacerbate an injury, then the failure to wear a seatbelt might not affect the claim much at all. Now, I'll give you maybe an easy example, although all cases are fact sensitive. If your injury is to your head and face, then perhaps that's really going to hurt you a lot that you didn't wear your seatbelt. If it's a broken ankle, the failure to wear a seatbelt may not have played any role in that broken ankle. So it kind of depends. It could, but you know, I wouldn't worry too much about it. What's done's done.
Part 1 of Local 6 Legal Line in the books. Part 2 coming up, and we'll continue our discussion along the lines of mesothelioma. And your questions answered at that number right down at the bottom of the screen. So stay tuned. Part 2 Legal Line coming up next on Local 6 Midday.